Maybe you can agree or not with his decisions or his way, but at the end, nobody can blame a man trying to protect his family.
Letitia, when we first meet Shuri in Black Panther, she's a young, precocious genius. She's working in the lab. And now we know that Shuri is experienced a devastating loss. So, who is the Shuri that we meet again in Wakanda Forever at the beginning?
We meet, we just meet an extension of her. We meet this young woman who, is dealing with a broken heart, rightfully so, and we journey with her through how she unpacks these emotions with the help of her family, with the help of those around her, and we unpack ways in which she's pushed out of her comfort zone, and her comfort zone is her lab. She's not really tapping into the grief. She doesn't want to talk about it or deal with it, but she has to open up at some point. So we follow this journey, and we see the maturity, and we see the journey of womanhood through the perspective and the lens of Shuri.
Tenoch, Wakanda is mourning the death of its king. Your character, Namor, is also a king, loves his people, and feels their pain. How did that inform your performance? Because he's more than just a villain, more than just an antagonist.
Well, the Ryan and I decide to go to the human being behind that. Just a simple man. Of course, he has superpowers, this background, but at the end, he's just a human being. And with all the vulnerability, with the strength, with the fear, with, all these things that happen in the heart of the human being. And he's trying to protect his family in the best way possible. Maybe you can agree or not with his decisions or his way, but at the end, nobody can blame a man trying to protect his family. So and we jump into that humanity, not to create just a villain or a hero, but a human being taking decisions, and that's it. That's why I think that people can connect with Namor and eventually understand why he chose this way, to deal with the grief and to eliminate the threats from the exterior world.
Letitia, one of my big takeaways of the film is how the women are front and center in this story. They support each other, but they disagree. They are moving the story forward. There are long stretches of time in the film where it's just women. What did it mean to you to have the experience working alongside the other women in the cast?
It means, it means a lot. We see it in the first film. We see the ways in which T'Challa surrounded himself with beautiful, powerful women. His sister, his mother, his general, the love of his life, and you see, the first people who are impacted by his loss in the second installment, Wakanda Forever. You see, the ways in which they have to come together to unify and to process what they're going through. So, it's just an extension of the world that we created before, and we get the opportunity for women to be at the forefront, not because it's like Nate said it perfectly the other day. He said it's not like an agenda to just go out and just be like, it's more of what serves the story. And thankfully, from Panther 1, we see such respect and love for these female characters, and it's just an extension of that in the second one, where these women have been impacted by someone who their lives are centered around. You know, Shuri's whole purpose was like she's not only creating technology for her country but for her brother. So when that's taken away from her, how does she process that? So we see that as like a journey through the ways in which women, the characters in this film who are played by the strong women, get the opportunity to just go deeper and to impact, and there's so many women that can be inspired by this film. It extends leadership, vulnerability, complexities, and so many different ways in which we don't see female characters get to be explored, especially within the Black community as well. We don't get to see them multifaceted, like complexities of what it means to be a character, to be a human being. So to have that in this film is really beautiful, and I'm so proud of us for being a part of it.
Thank you for this film, and thank you for this chat.
Thank you.
Hello, Lupita, and
Hi.
thank you for this film. It is such a moving portrait of how to move forward after loss. How did you and the team experience that process while filming and moving forward from the loss of Chadwick Boseman?
The process was challenging, but also very therapeutic. The fact that we leaned into the truth of what we were going through, that the story reflects reality in that T'Challa has passed away at the beginning of this narrative, and the characters are trying to figure out how to move forward from that great loss. It mirrored what we were going through, and so in that way it made it easier to go back to Wakanda and to tell this story, because we didn't have to deny the truth about how we were feeling. And this story is about the varied ways that people deal with grief and the search for hope for the future.
One of my big takeaways from the film is how much time on screen we spend with just women. There are long stretches of time where we only see women supporting each other, advancing the story. What did it mean for you to share these incredible scenes with your female co-stars?
You know, that attribute is something that was planted in the first Black Panther. T'Challa is surrounded by powerful and influential women, and so in his absence it was only natural that these women should lead the narrative. And I'm so glad that the filmmakers leaned into that and allowed for that. And because it's rare that you have that much time to just experience the female perspective, and it's also rare that you get such varied and complex female perspectives in one story. So it was delightful to have that. And you know, in real life, I go long stretches with just females, and it's a very common thing. You know, it's unremarkable for Wakandans to have women with agency, and I hope that it is a motivation for us to strive for a time when it'll be unremarkable for us.
In Black Panther, we hear Nakia speaking a variety of languages, including Korean with a Busan accent. Ooh. And in this film, you speak Xhosa, English, French, and Spanish. And am I missing one?
Mayan. But that's a spoiler, maybe? I don't know.
So languages, for you, and languages, this is your superpower, you know?
Yeah. It definitely is Nakia's. It's Nakia's superpower, and what a fabulous superpower to have. I love languages. Personally, I definitely don't speak as many as Nakia, but I have an ear for them, and I have a curiosity for languages, and I do speak 4 languages myself. I struggle through some, but I speak them. And it was nice to be able to exercise that muscle and to have that be something that little kids can aspire to. Because, you know, in speaking speaking language opens you up to more human, to a bigger human capacity. You know, you get to speak. When you can speak to people, you can reach people. So it is an important skill to have.
Well, thank you so much, and hopefully in your next movie, Cantonese.
Ah. Oh boy, here we go. That's not an easy language, but I will take on the challenge.
Thank you so much, and thank you
Okay.
again for the film. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.